What's good, YouTube? Well, this video kind of cut out there. Phone died. Not on the PlayStation now. I'm letting the phone charge up. Know how to do it. So what's going on, YouTube? Some worldly discussion, eh? How about them drivers, eh? Idiots. Don't know how to signal. What was that? Wow. Last week, they have a new bypass. Okay. Now, it's easy enough when you're looking at it. When you're looking right at it, you know exactly where you're going. It's I believe it's called a diamond formation. Hugely popular over in Europe. The states have incorporated it inside of bigger cities. We decided to put ours as an overpass on a main highway that does triple long semi-trailers, all 53 footers, 3 of them lined up to a tractor trailer. You won't see that down in the States. We also got all our farm equipment that don't fit, so it's like the stupidest idea. Well, I thought, the truckers and that are the only ones that would have an issue, whereas the cars, it's pretty straightforward other than when you're making your turns or trying to stay in your lane. That I can understand being confusing because we've never had anything where we crossed over. Well, this chick, and I would love to use my language, but I can't because it's YouTube. It's gotta be PG. Smoke in the eye. Shouldn't be smoking while playing. But she stops in the middle of the on-ramp to the highway. Now, who in their right mind stops dead center in a lane meant to go from 70 kilometers an hour, and you're using this on-ramp to get up to 110 kilometers an hour? Who stops in the middle of that? Like a dead stop? So I did what any common person would do. Slow down. I honked, thinking, oh, there's someone coming, I should move over. Nah, this stupid broad decides, oh, I'm gonna throw my vehicle in park and get out. So she's going off on me. So, me being me, I go off on her. Because that's just, yeah. Alright, I'll shoot here for a second. Oh, from behind. Well, she gets up to my window. Now, I come from a family that for years have had bad teeth. And I mean, when I say my family, I mean my mom's side and my dad's side. Both my mom and my late dad had full sets of fake teeth. My teeth are at that stage where they're just decaying, pretty much. Like, it's not good. And it's hereditary. I've always had bad teeth ever since I was a kid. Like, I lost all my baby teeth way back. Like, I was put under so many surgeries for my teeth. Oh, this broad starts trying to tell me that I'm a drug user because my teeth aren't pretty looking. Because I got a few teeth missing. Well, one, I smoke weed. You don't lose your teeth to weed. 2, I'm a Canadian. We play hockey, we fight. Most of us have fake teeth. So, I just laughed at that because now she's just trying to grab at little things. So she's like, well, why are you honking? I was like, well, you're stopped in the middle of a frickin' road. Move! She's like, well, no, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, so I'm just gonna sit here until I figure it out. It's like, are you serious? You got no sense of common decency just to pull onto the shoulder, which legally supposed to be doing. But yeah, like, just the stupidity. It amazes me. there. Someone's there. But I mean, like, people need to use their common sense. If you're gonna stop on a road, go on the goddamn shoulder. Because if I was in my 92 Ford F-150, oh, I would have rammed her. I would have rammed her so hard. Where are they? I see nothing. I see nothing. Grenade launcher, little pussy. Now, I probably won't get political with you guys. Politics it's a very touchy subject. Because, I mean... Really, idiot? Because, I mean, I'm in Canada, and I got Justin Trudeau. He is the worst person to have in charge of your freaking country. Honestly, I would rather have Trump. Or John Yun, or whatever the hell that Korean guy's name is. Like... Oh, I hit markers. But like, he is just an idiot. Well, I mean, most of our government are retards. Like, we had a press conference, or whatever you want to call it, the House of Commerce was having a meeting. What? Again, I'm not too political, I could care less. They screw us over left and right, there's nothing we can do. I mean, we've lost, like, Saskatchewan, let me put this your way. Americans, you guys have been in debt a long time. A very long, okay? Canada, most of Canada, yes, I'll admit, there is debt. Get him. And see. Ba-doop-ba-doop-ba-doo. But yeah. Yeah, I'd rather have Trump than Justin Trudeau. But then again, I'd rather have Harper back. If anybody knows Stephen Harper, oh my god. He was pretty bad, but he actually did a lot of good, considering what Justin has done. Now when I say our government here is retarded, they literally are. When they're in the House of Commerce, when you watch that stuff, they ask a question about 50,000 times, and nobody can give them an answer, even if it's a yes or no answer. And literally, we've had our officials sit there and look at Justin and be like, we just want a yes or no answer. Do you know where the budget is? For an example, right? This guy turns around and goes, oh yes, our budget, we've been working on that for months now, and it's looking really good, and blah 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 blah, and he goes on and on. And then the guy again, that's not what I asked. Do you know where it is on when we can see it? Yes or no? Well, we're doing this and we're doing... Like, he won't answer. It makes no sense. I wish we could vote him out already. but our citizens are too stupid to do anything about it, really, other than complain about it online and to each other, because we're Canadians. We could care less. We really could. I mean, right now, he has screwed over Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Alberta, and BC all in a short amount of time. Like, it's incredible. Going back to the debt, America's been in debt forever. Most of the world, I'm pretty sure, is in debt. Canada, we're in debt. However, when you go inside of each country, not all of the states, not all of the American states are in debt, right? Like, some do prosper, others do not. And that's like here in Saskatchewan. We used to be the reason Canada thrived. Like, us in Alberta and part of Manitoba and a lot of BC are the reason Canada thrived for so many years. So many. Now, I don't want people to think I'm racist. I have a lot of good friends of all nationalities. I got cousins of all races. It's... haha. It is what it is. I mean, you come here and you're willing to be a part of Canadian culture and our way of life, okay, I could care less. Because those guys understand where I come from. However, you get these other guys, like the radicals, who, like, we got Muslims here who think we should stop eating bacon. I did say that correctly. We have Muslims in Canada who think we should stop eating bacon. Now, most of the world knows Canadians. Maple syrup, beavers, bacon. They're not 1, 2, 3. All three are a necessity. If we lose one of those, we are screwed. So that's whatever. I mean, okay, I got it. You don't eat pig. You think pig is disgusting. Why come to Canada? Why come to a country that is known for its pork? Like, to me, that makes absolutely zero sense. That would be like me saying, let's go to Tokyo. Let's go to China. Like, no. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Chinese food. I grew up Chinese food. Really, guy? Just gonna sit there. Do nothing. But, like, it just makes no sense. Like, I'm not a fish eater. I would never go to a place that strictly eats fish. I wouldn't move there. It wouldn't be practical for me, a person who does not eat fish, to go live in a country that eats fish. So why do these guys think that if they come over here, we'll change the way we live and the way our culture is? Like, it just makes no sense. I wish somebody could get it through their thick skulls that we will not change. Now, get this. Our government wants us to change. The citizens refuse. For example, Alberta just passed a law where Muslims who have the hijab or whatever headscarf, headdress they want to call, they don't have to wear a helmet on a motorized bike. AKA a motorbike. AKA a bike. They don't have to wear no head protection. But yet, I, a Canadian citizen from birth, am forced to, by law. But yet these Muslim little bastards get to come over and they get to bend our rules and our legal system? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I wish our government would stand against their citizens like Trump. I really do. Like, we'll trade you Trudeau for Trump. I know Americans hate Trump right now. God, we'll trade you in a heartbeat, dude. In a heartbeat. Tell them to come up here. We'll take them. We'll take them. Like, I'm a Canadian through and through. I think I've been to once when I was a little kid. But I would move there in a heartbeat if I could. However, no passport, nothing like that. I got really no formal education behind me. I'm smart as hell, but I got lazy in high school and dropped out. Oh, what? That should have been a double. Wow, what the fuck? What the hell? This is ridiculous. All of a sudden these guys can shoot? Like, what the hell? Bull, you weren't there! Get bent. Get bent, you little pussy. If you're using a shotty on hardcore, you're nothing but a little bitch. Just so you know. If you play COD. Or like that. Holy crap. Hard scoping around. That should have been a headshot. But okay. I've only played the game for how many goddamn years. Look at him. Just sitting there hard scoping. I'm gonna hard scope around the corner. Like I said, get out of here, you shoddy, you little bitch. Yo, what's up, guy? I think I need a new controller. That guy's gonna get screwed. Oh, that's why they're camping. Ooh, I think like I got him. Almost got a team kill. Well, hit markers don't pop up still. That sucks. Oh, that went a negative. That sucks, dude. Oh, he's got that auto in. See how it snapped. Good old auto in. I did terrible. Something positive. Hey, what? That makes no sense. Was I second or third in the leaderboard altogether? And these guys? Like, really? Okay. That makes absolutely no sense how they made this crap. It's like the kill, well, can't even say kill count because it ain't even the final kill count. It's just a random kill clip. That's all it is. It's not even the best one out of the map. Like, they screwed up so much on this game. Should have just stuck with the Black Ops 2. That's the thing, like even video games today. I miss Mario. You died in Mario. You went back to stage 1. There was no going back and retrying. It's like I was playing Grand Theft Auto. Hell, I die, retry. You get sick of a game that there's just no challenge to it. Because anybody can beat a game now. If you put the hours in, anybody can beat any game. As long as you put the hours in. Doesn't matter if you're on easy or legendary or god or whatever the highest rank is on the game. Anybody can beat it. Back in the day, gaming took skill. Today, it just takes time. Damn it. That would have been sweet. That would have been sweet. Oh, yes, corner in that cat. Yeah, mother. Running out of bullets. That feeling. Oh, and buddy got it. Nicely done. There's a little mojitos. I can't see. Oh, I don't have spraying over the wall. Oh, again? What the hell? What the hell's wrong with me? I can't cook this guy. Oh, and he's laying. What a bastard! Right here. Like, really? Really? Look at the little coward. Oh my god, you're worse than the American army. Calling in for Canadians backup when you can't beat them. Dare anyone tell me when the Americans won a war without Canada's help? Oh, I missed them. I think we spawned. What? Not 100% sure. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Got pretty much full team, so what the hell? They literally camping that hard? Ooh, 1 in 15. God damn. 1 in 15? How do you go 1 in 15? Like, I hope that's a 5-year-old. I really do. If that's not a 5-year-old, then go play some core. That's all I gotta say about that. If you're going that negative with, does he even have, well, he's got 2 caps, so he is kind of helping his team. Sure. Really? They're camping their own shit like that. Alright. I killed myself. Oh, that's funny. So it's just coming up here. I have a feeling someone around this way. I really do. Just had a gut feeling, but I guess I was wrong. Oh! Oh! In the doorway! In the doorway! Good shot. Oh, I ran out of bullets. I should have reloaded. I'm always bad for that. I never reload. I never reload, and I really should. Oh, I got him. Oh, I saved myself. Can't tell if that was one of their guys or one of mine. Oh, just couldn't turn it. Where did I go? Okay. I should have died there. I really should have died there. Oh, they're coming in from behind us. They got more players than we do. Oh, what? What? That's bull. That was some bull right there. Scoops. God, I was in a bad game. For the 5-18, 6 and 8. I like it. I like it a lot. Now watch, I probably won't even be in the top 3 there. Yet again. Bet you any money. I was what, 2nd overall. Oh, I do get 2nd. Oh. What? Why? What? Why did my 2nd screen pop up? I'm so confused. So confused. This screen is currently not in use. Whatever that means. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my phone just opened this app. The PS4 2nd screen. Phone just opened it for no reason. Makes no sense. My phone's hacked. Probably won't be the first time. Definitely won't be the last. This map? I don't mind this map. Oops. I guess I tossed that a little too straight up. Oh. Normally I love running my STG, except for this map. This map, I'm usually end up pulling out my sniper. So I can just get those one-shot kills. I should probably use my sniper on this anyways, because I need to get sniper kills. I want to have a guy coming up in there soon. Guarantee it. Considering I just got killed by the guy. Like, yeah. Oh, double kill! Damn, that was a nice shot. You just lined up perfectly. Too bad it wasn't a double headshot. I've only done that ever once. I was back in Black Ops 2. Oh, you scared me, bro. I can get up in there. Oh, that's a shadow. Oh, why didn't you fire? I wish the snipers had a faster trigger pull. Pretty sure there's a guy up in that house. What the hell? Whoa! Frustrating. I'm on bloody YouTube and I can't swear. What? No way! Ooh, itchy. Oh, okay. I'm switching back to my good gun. I'm doing horrible with the sniper. I think I am. 9913, yeah, I'm doing horrible. On average, I get about 30 kills. Normally, I go positive. And I get a decent amount of captures and defends. Lately, like I'd say the last 2 days, I've been going negative more so. I don't know why. Whoa, where was that guy? Really? Really? Oh, no way, I was over more. Guarantee I was over. Oh, I missed it! No! What the hell? How do you miss that? Oh, in that bush. Screw you, buddy. Oh boy. Whoa. I thought I seen that guy. Wasn't sure though. Like FMJ and oh my god, this makes absolutely 0 sense. Oh, I did horrible that match. Terrible. Just terrible. Man, Incredibles 2 is out? That's dope. That's dope. Uh, um, I'll do one more match and then I'm gonna take off, go to bed. Oh, come on, you guy. Let me in the name. Oh, thanks for the follow. How's she going? Am I playing with this guy? Thanks for the ad. I'll definitely add you up. Always forget to reload. Oh, it sucks. This really sucks. Because they're all probably spawning down there. And I'm stuck. I was gonna get taken over by my own team there. Oh, I got a salad. That would have been useful like 4 minutes ago. Yeah, okay. Like really hardcore and you're using a goddamn shotgun? Like all I can say is you better be getting those goddamn, whatchamacallits, achievements for that. Otherwise you're just a little bastard. Oh, little booger. Where am I? Whoa. Oh, I shotted. Oh shit! Where is I? Who killed me? Who'd I kill? I killed my guy. My bad. My bad. My bad. Oh, I got turret bouncing up! Oh, man. Some straight bull right there. Oh, I should have had him. Oh. 17-13, that ain't too bad. 2-3 first half. We got this. We got this. This is probably one of my favorite maps. I love this map. I play it all day. Oh, I don't know where the second guy was though. Dear, dear. Oh, that's my guy. I just standing there like a retard. Oh, I've done it before. I've actually been able to skim it inside that place and get like 2 guys, I think it was. Oh, I almost killed my own guy there. I almost got trigger happy. from behind too. That's cool. That's cool. No way, buddy. You're gonna die now. Oh, look at him! I would say that much shit's on him. Really? Why can't I get my trigger going? Oh, bull! That is some bull and a half right there, boys. Oh, look at them, man. Campers, come on. Get out of the corners. Pansies. I've never understood hit markers on hardcore before. We're gonna lose because of my team. Oh, what are you, third guy? Been putting off painting for about 2 months now. I gotta get it done by tomorrow night. Roof, walls, bathroom, bedrooms, 3 of them, kitchen, living room, second living room. And now it's walls, roof, trim. Oh, it's gonna be a busy day. Can't even say tomorrow. So I got 4. Oh, good old math in the noggin. It's 18. It's 24 hours in a day. It's 20 hours. I got 20 hours. Oh, I'm tired. I'm a mathematician and I'm tired. Oh, could be worse. Could be worse. I know I said one more match. I'll have one more match, and then I'm gonna head her to bed for about an hour. I'll probably be back on tomorrow night. Been trying to get on more, trying to get some more followers, some viewers. Comment, I'll follow back. I am bored most of my days right now, so I do watch a lot of content. So if you got vids or clips, put it down, comment, I'll go check it out. Follow you, you follow me, I follow you. That's how this works. There's only 3 of them. Oh shit! Tag didn't pop up for me. At least I didn't see no tag. I'm really bad with that sometimes. I don't see tags. There you go. It is payback. Wasn't enough. Didn't have enough juice on the nade. Enough juice on that nade. A little too much. Oh, he must be American. I like to hide. And I mean, I'm not mean to Americans. I got American friends. I got American family. They're awesome. I gotta like them. They're next door to us. Look at this guy! What a little bitch! Assist. Oh, nope. Oh, I'm gonna get kicked here soon. I am really gonna get kicked here soon because of this freaking... Not much of a capture person. I like to maintain a line so my team can do it. But I gotta sit up for that, I guess. I'm gonna be terrible right now. I hope I don't have a player in there, otherwise I'm kicked. my own guy. Told you I'd be kicked for team killing. Body, I thought it was an enemy, but I guess it wasn't. Oh well. That's why I'm not in the army. I'd probably end up shooting my own guy. Because I do not. If I think I have a chance of dying, I'm taking the shot. I am taking the shot. Oops. Why do you mean? This is orders to manage weeklies. Maximum number.
I like the enthusiasm.
But oh, weekly. Haha.
Make it quick. I didn't leave my beautiful England to sightsee and hold your hand.
Yeah. Here, I'll go back here and do my supply drops because I got a few of them. But yeah, if anybody wants a game out, right now I just got the PlayStation hooked up. Xbox, I just need to get online again. Possibly a new Xbox altogether. I keep getting the green screen no matter what I do. It keeps popping up. So I might have to get a new one. YouTube name, gamer tag, they're all the same. QueenCityGnome. I am who I am. I got Twitch. You look up QueenCityGnome, I'm sure you can find me. YouTube again, QueenCityGnome. I do a lot of other videos, well, not a lot. I do driving videos out in the country when the phone doesn't die. Right now I'm just doing the whole live aspect of this instead of doing all that work right now to like video it and then edit it and put it on, because realistically I don't want to be that guy who puts his whole life into YouTube, like say Jake Paul, Logan Paul. You know, those guys they did a year where every day they were filming and editing. I mean, yeah, they did other stuff, but how can you sit there every single day, film yourself and edit it? I mean, I can do the live every day if I want to, because click on live, you get the live me, there's no retakes. You know there's no retakes, because I'm sorry. The second I see a YouTuber editing, I already know content's already made up. Because there are times where, I mean, yeah, they'll get the odd real moment, but most of it, I mean, if it goes bad, they just go, cut that out, we'll do it again. Cut that out, we'll do it again. I personally prefer live action type situations where it's not scripted. You know it's not scripted. I mean, trust me, if I scripted my stuff, I would be mumbling and hesitating on my words because I got messier writing than a doctor. I can't read my own writing. Literally throughout my entire years in school, I would hand in essay, paper, whatever the hell they wanted. Every single one of my teachers, except for my math teacher, because I can write numbers, because I love my math. I've been doing my own income tax since I was, well, however old. Because I moved out 15, 16, I started doing my own income taxes. Just because here in Canada, if you're under 18, if you're working and you're in school, you don't get to claim it. Your parent does. Which is stupid. Yeah, but I moved out, well, kicked out, moved out, whatever. I wasn't living at home, so I had to do my own taxes. And I'm not paying other people to do my taxes because I don't trust people with math other than myself or my grandmother or my late father. I don't know where I was going. I'm a little tired right now. But yeah, oh yeah, writing and reading. Whew, I'm so tired. See, so sometimes you need that script, but I mean, I can guarantee you're gonna laugh at that, because it's real life. It's a real brain fart. It's me being an idiot right now, or way too long of being awake. But like, I see so many people YouTube it. I mean, like, for like going back to this Logan Paul. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like Logan Paul's the content. It's kind of funny. Jake Paul, he's nothing but a clickbait little bastard. He's got nothing. Logan Paul, he's got what? A handful of people. But his content is about him and what he enjoys. You go to his brother, and it's basically scripted because he's got his team of other people. I mean, yeah, they got their own YouTube channel, but he utilizes everybody else rather than really himself. Most of the stuff you see with Jake, it's more towards other people. I mean, yeah, I loved the whole, haunted and Ouija board in the place and shit like that. You're scary clowns and shit. I mean, give it a break, man. It's embarrassing, really. I mean, ooh, you're scary clown. Oh, they broke into my house. You're telling me you talk about all this goddamn security guard, security dog, all this crap. You're telling me that somebody got into your property? You need a new security company, man. Let me tell you something. Up here in Canada, recently actually, because it was a whole racial thing, because it was a white man who shot a native kid. Natives, there was 5 native kids drinking and driving, dirt road cruising, boozing it up, decide they're going to have a little fun and start hitting up farms. Well, they hit up some 80-year-old lady's farm, tried breaking in the house, trashed the place, trashed her car, took off. They ended up at this guy's place. They tried to get in. They tried to steal an ATV. When they got confronted by the owners, they weren't leaving. They were being hostile. So the owner went into his house because it was out at a farm. Which out here, when you call the cops, let me give you an example here of how shitty our cop system is. I was a block away. I could literally see the police station from where I was. I was doing mobile security at the time. And I had well, I don't know if he was passed out. He was unconscious. He was gone. In one of my parkades. Phone paramedics, phone the cops. Okay, paramedics the closest one would have been quarter of a mile away, half a mile away. No, a little ways away. I didn't expect them because we called the cops first. After about an hour of waiting for the cops, we called the paramedics. But yeah, over waiting an hour for the cops, I was literally standing outside the door, looking at the police department, watching cop car after cop car after cop car after cop car go into the yard, park, nobody in it, go inside, come outside, and take off in the other direction. Now, I am a security guard with an unconscious man. You would think that would be a priority, even if they sent one cop down the street on foot. Because literally, it was down the street, cross one road, and you were there. They were at one end of the block, you had to cross the street, and we were at that end of the block. Like, so stupid. So stupid. Like, so with the farmers, I'm a block away, and I'm waiting an hour and a half. And that's the fastest time I got with those damn bastards. If you're in the rural on a dirt road, hell, you could be waiting 6 hours. That's if they can find your land. Right? We don't really got markers. We got dirt roads. That's it. If you don't know your dirt roads, you ain't finding nothing, man. It's not like you can, 33 down Blue Nose Road, 2 miles past. No. When you live out on the farm out here and you give directions, it's, do you know where this golf course is? Yeah? Okay, go about 2 turns right, like past 2 turns, take your 3rd right turn, go down. You know the McDougal's? You'll see their house, past their house, go down about a half a mile. You'll take a left, you'll go about another 1/4 mile, and you'll take a little windy road. But halfway through that winding road, you're going to have to take a left because you can't go up through that road and you got to come in around. Okay, that's the directions for every farmhouse out here, basically. You don't get, you have to know the area and you have to know the people, otherwise you will get lost. So the guy went inside, got his gun, came back out to a car full of kids. The driver had a handgun on his lap in his hand. So the farmer shot off a few rounds of warning, yelling, "Get the hell off my property right now." Because up here in Canada, you can't really shoot people, per se. It's a fine line, because, like, you need, like, we have, for hunting, you only need your 1 license, your standard gun license. And then for handheld or small concealable weaponry, you need to get your concealed license. You need, like, we have 2 different gun licenses here. Now, when I say we have a license, that doesn't permit you to carry a gun outside of your house unless you are A, going to the firing range, B, selling it, C, transferring it from one place to another. So say you bought a house and you had to move, or D, you're going hunting. Now, in each and every one, the only time that gun is not unloaded and with a trigger lock on it is when you are at the range inside the chamber, or whatever you want to call it, the room, gun range, or you're hunting. Now, that's the law. However, when you're in the rural part, most, if not every single farmer has at least 1 shotgun, 122, 1 303 or 308, and a pellet gun. None of those will have a safety on it. All of those will be loaded. For cougars, wolves, yotes, badgers. And if you don't know what a badger is, man, oh boy, look it up. They ain't friendly. They don't make a good pet, because I've seen pet wolves, pet deer, pet bison. My buddy had a pet deer, a wild pet deer. This deer literally came in his yard one day. This is a good story too, and it's true. He moved out, and about a week after he moved out to the farm, this little baby deer came up, and it was like a dog. Ate out of his hand, like almost instantly. He sent a photo within an hour of meeting the damn thing, and arm around him, he's rubbing him, scratching his ass. You know, it was like a dog. And then I get out there, we're literally sitting at his front door. Now, his dogs Chevy, Lacey, and their pups were there, chilling out. Roosters and chickens are everywhere. The horses are out galloping. All of a sudden, buddy, he's like, "You want to see something cool?" I was like, "Sure." So he yells Bucky as loud as he can. Bucky. B-U-C-K-Y. Buck-E. A real original name for a deer. A male deer, by the way. All of a sudden, you could see this dot coming through the field. Because it was still early season, so nothing was really growing yet. But you could see this dot running through the field towards us. Now, I'm a small town person. I mean, I like my wildlife, but I've never had one charging at me like that. Like, I've been in close calls with badgers and yotes and wolves, but I've never had a baby deer run towards me. I've had moose run towards me. I've had wolves run towards me. I've had coyotes run towards me. I've had a badger run towards me. Plus countless dogs and cats running at me. But never a baby deer. Anytime I've ever gone close to deer, even if I wanted a photo, they would scatter before I even made a single movement. But no, this little baby deer is running right at us. And I shit you not. 5 feet. This thing is barreling as fast as it can down the field. 5-10 feet in front of us. Literally slams on the brakes. Ass end goes down. He just digs in. Now, you're thinking a deer, it's going to act like a horse. Right? Kind of the same animal. They're cousins in a sense. You would think he would stay on all fours. No, this bloody deer sat on its ass like a dog. And like, waited for a treat. Scratched its ear. It was a dog. Even the dogs treated it like a dog. They played with it like a dog. Everything. So that's fine. Well, he was getting bigger. And if you know deer, nice antlers, they go big when they get older. Well, Buddy didn't want to lose his pet deer. But it was a wild thing. He didn't keep it chained up. He didn't tie it. He didn't... nothing. This deer would run free and he would always come back. But when he got big enough, he literally wrapped its antlers in bright orange tape. This bloody deer got killed by a bloody wolf. Hunters would see the deer and they'd be like, "The deer's got crap on its antlers." "Oh, it's Buddy's." Okay, can't kill it because he'll know. So I mean, like, oh, I love it. Back with the guns, this guy shot off a few rounds. And this kid, his passengers, except for one or two, took off running because the guy's shooting a gun. You know, he's threatening. He's like, to get out of here or you're going to get shot. So a couple of his passengers, you know, they're smart. They take off. Cause the car's screwed up. They obviously drinking and driving. They'd hit something, right? So they take off on foot, booking it. Well, the idiot driver started beelining the car towards this guy's son. Now, oh, excuse me. Now, me along with everybody I know, including other natives, all say the same thing. I would have shot the kid too. If you're going to drive a vehicle towards one of my kids, you are going to end up in a lot of pain. Or dead. Well, that's what happened. Mind you, the guy states that he wasn't aiming for the guy, that he just went a little lower than he thought, because he probably wasn't looking through the scope. Probably was just going to shoot off a warning shot again. Closer, so he dropped it a bit, probably dropped it a little too much, fired, boom, shot the kid, he's dead. Now, with the whole police situation, they are trying to charge this guy with murder. While on more than 5 different accounts that night, all these kids were trespassing, property damage, like drinking and driving, everything. Like underage drinking, drugs, like it's so many laws broken, it's not even funny. If a white kid did half of the things they did, we would end up in Dojak. Or kid prison, I guess, whatever you guys call it. We would literally end up thrown behind bars for half of the shit they did. These kids walked away without a single thing, without even a slap on the wrist. The guy who's defending his child, his wife, and his land was charged with murder assault against teenagers, not thieves, but teenagers, even though they were illegally on his land and stealing stuff. So this whole case goes to court. The second the media and all the people find out the guy is white, the tribes of that kid come out and go, oh, it's a race thing, it's a race thing, he only shot him because they're Indian, blah, 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 blah. I'm sorry, I can tell you right now, if I went on a farm, I'm white. I am as white as they come. I am ginger, I am white, I am the golden child of the white kid race. If I walked onto that guy's land and did what those kids did, he would have done the exact same thing. It wasn't that they were brown. It wasn't the fact that they were white. It was the fact that they were on his land illegally and were threatening his well-being along with his family's well-being. Which, back to that law, when I say you can't really kill anybody, I mean you can defend yourself, you can defend your property. Due to the fact that this kid had a handgun illegally, which his parents didn't get in shit either for leaving a handgun loaded and unlocked for him to grab. They got away without even a slap on the wrist or a warning. But like, what do you expect? Cops won't be there for 6 hours. What, you want us white guys just to peel over and let these natives steal from us or kill us just because they're brown? I was born and raised on this land. I know natives who are from the States who think they got more rights here than I do. Which, I'm sorry, no you fucking don't. It's like these Muslims coming over thinking they got all this stuff over top. Like my grandmother's neighbors, for example. Now, I don't know what the hell is going on in that house, but like there's 1,000 people in and out of that house. They used to be decent. And then 2-3 years ago, this new younger generation came in. Well, they started driving and parking on my grandmother's lawn, and then they were leaning garbage against the house, like beds, the stove, mattresses, box springs, clothing, blankets. Like, they were throwing everything against my grandmother's house. So I finally got fed up. And I looked at them, and I'm like, you can't do this, and like, we can do whatever we please. Who do you think you are? I'm like, I think I'm a Canadian citizen who's lived here longer than you, considering the person who's owned this house has owned it for almost 40 years. This is called property damage here in Canada. You continue this and you will be charged. You continue this and you will be deported. Because when you come here, whether you get your citizenship right away or not, if you do not follow our bylaws, our laws, and our way of life, we will send you back. We don't care where you're coming from. Especially with these whole Syrians and Islams, or however you want to pronounce it, coming over. Like, they're leaving their country that's in war, coming here, and destroying our land the way they destroyed theirs. They are doing the exact same shit here as they did there. But yet we still let them in? They're trying to eradicate us. They're trying to change the way of our life. They're trying to change our culture. Literally, if I walk into a store, if you do not say Merry Christmas, which, let me just put this out there right now, there are a few of them that actually do come over for our culture and our way of life. There is it's not a church, it's basically a church, but for their culture. I can't remember what it's called now. I'm sure if you guys Google it, because Google has all the answers. A mosque, that's what it's called, a mosque. I've seen in my city alone, there's probably 50 mosques by now. I had 3 within 3 blocks of my old house. But like, all 3 of them All three of them. Any Canadian holiday on their billboard, Happy Easter, Merry Christmas. Whatever we were celebrating, they would have it and they would say it. Oh, Merry Christmas. Oh, Happy Easter, Happy Thanksgiving. Right? Like, they came here to be a part of our culture. And I respect the hell out of those guys. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong. In the workplace, speak English, please. In case something bad's gonna happen, I'd like to know so I don't get killed. Because I've had a few close encounters where they're yelling in their language that something's happening and I should be moving, but I don't speak their language, so I don't move. I've had a few close calls. Outside the work, I don't care if you speak your language. Hell, teach it to us. I would be willing to learn your language. I know susu. If you know what susu means, you're awesome. If not, well, go look up Russell Peters, the Canadian comedian. Go look up Russell Peters, or, well, his heritage is Indian. I mean, I'm Ukrainian, Scottish, Norwegian, French, German, Polish. I'm a mutt, so I mean, I'm what they classify as a true Canadian right now. I am a mutt. I am from every foreign country around, mixed into one. Like, I got cousins that are full out treaty native. I got cousins that are full on black. Like, when I mean black, I mean like the color black. They are black, like African black. I got cousins from Thailand. So, I mean, you got yellow. A bit yellow. But, like, that's a Canadian for you. We have everything in our family. Like, I grew up with that. I never seen color. Like, I knew they were different colors than me. Obviously, I'm not colorblind. I mean, my late dad was, but I'm not. I can kind of see color. But to me, they were still family. They were cousins. Because they were blood. We all have the same last name. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Your name doesn't mean... Your name and your blood don't really mean family. Your family is who's there for you. And with me and my cousins, I mean, yeah, we don't talk. We don't see each other. But if we needed to talk, or if we needed a place to crash, or if we needed something, we'd all be there for each other. It's what we do. I mean, my one cousin. Oh, my one cousin. I can say I hate the guy. I do. I don't really care for the guy. I mean, he's my cousin. I respect him. I have high regards for the guy. He is a really good guy. Just not my cup of tea. I feel terrible for the guy. He was like, you can't even put him against Crosby or Ovechkin or Wayne Gretzky. Like, the guy had heart, the guy had skill, the guy was a prodigy. The guy knew every inch of the game of hockey before the age of 8. Like, the guy has been the star since he started hockey. Like, he was on his way to being the next greatest player. Unfortunately, him, along with me and my other cousin, because us three used to hang out when we were little, unfortunately, like, I didn't play hockey, they did. I'm pretty sure if I would have played with them, it wouldn't have been a good thing, because all three of us probably would have made it to NHL, because of how because like, I'm a defenseman, so through and through. I will protect that goalie, and I will protect my players. I've done it in stick and puck many of times, or in shinny, or whatever. My other cousin, he was kind of into it, but not really. He was more there he was like our other cousin's spotter almost. Like, when they played together, they always got goals. They always took people out. It was magical. But when my one cousin left hockey, my other cousin had to step up for himself and start fighting. A little bit too many concussions, and the league says, no, you can't play anymore. And he didn't even make it up to the minors yet. He played for the juniors, got silver, but he had it in his hands and it was taken from him. And I feel so bad for people like that. Because, I mean, like, well, I mean, if you watch my YouTube, you know I was Southern Saskatchewan. So, and you know I'm by the Queen City because, well, my name's Queen City. But if you know hockey, you will know the name, or you should know the name, Harrison Ruop, or Ryan Murray, or, who's the other guy? I went to school with these guys. I just seen Harry the other day, actually. Harry Ruop. I can't remember what teams they play for. I know Ruop's not playing. He was here. I think he's got an upper back injury still, or mid back. He's got something. He's got an injury somewhere that's preventing him from playing, and I believe he's having other issues going on, not physically or mentally, just other things. I know there's weddings and all that shit going on too over there, like his brothers and shit. His dad just won something over at one of the local pubs here. I was so close to winning it. But, I mean, it wasn't Harry. Harry almost won it. It was very close. Harry got called. Almost won the money, the cash, and then he didn't pick the right card, and then his dad got called and he won. So, yeah. I mean, it's kind of shitty that a hockey star's family won it, even though he's making, you know, what, $800,000 a year? Fucking asshole. But yeah, like, I grew up with these guys. They played hockey with my cousins, and even they told me, like, we all talked about it. I should have played hockey when I was younger, but I was fat. I didn't want to go out and do sports because the whole early morning practice and late practice and, you know, weekend game, that just didn't sound fun for me. I'd rather go hang out, do my own thing. Which, I mean, to this day, because I mean, I bowled, I did 10-pin bowling for a lot of years. Couldn't do the 5-pin. I had to do the 10-pin. But even that, like Saturday morning, 8 a.m., that was early. I did that for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Yeah, I did that 10 years. But yeah, as soon as I got into that, then I started to regret not going into hockey, not going into football. But I mean, it is what it is. You live one life, right? Like, you got one life. You get no retakes, you get no do-overs, you don't get no reset. And I mean, earlier in my video here, I did state that I miss the old school games. And the only reason I say that is because back then there was no such thing as restart. Like Grand Theft Auto 5, you fail a mission, you don't go back to the start of that game. No! You don't go to the start of the mission. If you got halfway through that mission and died, you start halfway through that mission and you just continue on like nothing happened. Back in the day, say Mario, if you're on World 3, level 8, and you happen to lose your last life, well, guess what? You're going back to level 1, World 1, and you're starting all over again. Because there was no, oh, quick, turn it off, turn it back on, hopefully it didn't take away my save. No, because the second you died, it saved it. I mean, yeah, you had multiple saves if you were smart. But 9 times out of 10, you were just like, okay, start all over. And you would start all over. Right? Like, back then, you only had, like, yeah, you could get extra lives and continue on with the next, like, try the whole level again. And then they came out where they had the half markers, which I still don't understand that. That, to me, made no sense. But that's basically where we started with this unlimited life shit. was Mario. Everything was 3 lives. You had 3 lives. If you didn't do it in 3 lives, you were done. Yes, you could gain lives and add those up. Because I mean, back in Mario, I think at one point I had 99 lives. No, 89 lives. I didn't hit 90. I never hit 90. I tried. Couldn't hit 90 lives, so. Was it good enough? Right? Like, that was your do-over. That was your restart. But you had to restart the whole bloody goddamn world. Right? Like, it wasn't, Michael and Trevor, right? On GTA 5, if y'all play it, which I'm sure y'all have, you know, like, say, which one? Say Michael with his therapist. If you did the therapist little session, or the psychologist, whatever, the shrink, whatever the hell you call the guy, if you did that mission all the way through, at the end, you had the choice to either kill him, or let him live, because he was going to a TV show, and he would probably rat you out. Now, for that one, for example, you kill him, well, even if you want to go back and say you didn't want to kill him, you can't. But you go back in another situation where, say, Michael is up at the bureau, and Merriweather, the FIB, and the other guys show up and try and kill him and the other guys who are part of the FIB. If you die there, well, you can just retry. You hit your 1 marker, oh, guess what? You can start there. Retry. And I think that's where life really has screwed up for the younger generation. And I mean, yeah, I'm young myself. Well, I'm kind of young. I like to believe I'm young still, but I'm old. But like my generation, well, not even mine, the generation before me, because I'm a part of. I don't classify with my generation. They have such a bad reputation, and it's not even because of my generation. It's the generation under us. The millennials? Nah. Most of us aren't what you guys think. It's the generation underneath us, which, what is the next generation? Here, let me Google this real quick. Generation. Let's just go generations. One second, I just gotta go see what's knocking outside. Good old cat climbing up the damn tree right beside the window. So, like, okay, with this generation thing, I'm getting really tired of people saying my generation is so bad and blah 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 blah. Let's see in here. see. So you have the Depression era, born in 1912 and 1921, which and then they've got the World War II, 1922 to 1927. That makes no sense. And post-World Court, 28 to 45. Boomers 1, or the baby boomers, which is 46 to 54. Boomers 2, or Generation Jones. See, I've never heard that one. Boomers 2, or Generation Jones, 1955 to 1965. Okay, so 65. So this was my grandparents' generation. Then you got Gen X, which was my parents' generation, 66 to 76. Generation Y, Echo Boomers, or Millenniums, which is 77 to 94. Right, so y'all complain at the Millennials. Generation Y, Echo Boomers. I actually like Echo Boomers more. Right? So, like, let me just read what this says about my generation here. Because this is the one, Millenniums. Right? So, the largest cohort since the baby boomers, their high numbers reflect their births as that of their parent generation. The last of the boomer is, and most of the boomer 2s, Gen Y kids are known as incredibly sophisticated, technology-wise, immune to most traditional marketing and sales pitches, as they not only grew up with it all, they've seen it all and been exposed to it all since early childhood. Gen Y members are much more racially and ethnically diverse, and they are much more segmented as an audience, aided by the rapid expansion in cable TV channels, satellite radio, the internet, e-zines, etc. Gen Y are less brand loyal, and the speed of the internet has led the cohort to be similarly flexible in changing its fashion, style. Holy crap! My eyes kind of went funky there. Okay, let me my eyesight back here. Flexing in its fashion, style, conscience, and where and how it is communicated with. Gen Y kids, often raised in dual income or single parent families, have been more involved in family purchases, everything from groceries to new cars. 1 in 9 Gen Yers has a credit card co-signed by a parent. Okay? Now this is the generation that everybody tries to talk down on. That we're lazy, that we don't work, that we don't do none of this crap. And that is straight up bullshit. Okay? Millenniums, Generation Y, Echo Boomers, we want to work. It's the fact that Generation X and Boomer 2 or Generation Jones and the baby boomers, so that's 3 generations, still working. How am I supposed to get a job when my parent, my grandparent, and my great-grandparents or great aunts and uncles are still bloody working? If you're not going to add more jobs to an economy, and if you're not going to retire, which don't get me wrong, up here you got to be 65, 69 now to retire. But if we're not going to increase our job market or let these older people out so the newer people can come in, no shit, we ain't going to work, because there is no work. And then when you bring in all these foreigners who, let's see, companies get tax breaks, they get government money, funding for housing, a vehicle, they get credit cards, they get everything handed to them when they come here. Okay? I worked my whole life to have nothing. They've ruined their life over in another country, so they have to come here and start new, and our government hands them everything. And then turns around and taxes us all who have lived our life here from birth, who have went to school here, who have contributed to this country, and they are taxing us so that these foreigners can have more money. Okay? So a little history on that one right there. But all these people talk about this generation that is lazy, stupid. It's the ones who took out gender, okay? It didn't start in my generation. We know we are male or female, and I will say, or trans. I will give the transsexuals their own category in the gender description, whatever you want to say, okay? There's 3 genders, male, female, trans. And the reason I put trans in there is the simple fact they go through a medical procedure to change their sexuality or their gender. Because, layman terms, your gender is what you are. You're either male or female. Due to the fact that we altercate that origin of the body, you're no longer a male or a female. So you get your own classification as a trans, male or female. But you have to use the word trans. And I can't stress that enough, because I don't care if you think you're a girl or you think you're a boy. I don't care. Okay? I was born a male. I am heterosexual. I am attracted to born females. Okay? Don't get me wrong. There are some smoking hot trannies out there. Okay? There are. Not my cup of tea. I have buddies who are like me. It's the simple fact we can't put our mind around that you used to be a guy with a dick, and now you're not. Okay? That doesn't compute with us, considering we also want kids with our wife. Well, if you had a dick prior, you don't have the insides to make a child. So, it doesn't work on that sense, right? Like, it's not that we don't like you, it's just that you don't fulfill what we are looking for. So make it easy and say, I'm a trans woman, I'm a trans male, instead of just say, no, I'm a woman, but I used to be a man. No, just say, I'm a trans woman, or a trans man, whatever the hell, which way you want to go. Because I personally don't know. But I know if I hear the word trans, I know I'm not interested in the romantic side. Because, I mean, I got friends who are gay, bi. I'm sure I have trans in my family. I had my one cousin, I swear to God, I swear he wants to be a woman. Swear to God. But, it makes it easy. And it's not that we're being mean. It's the simple fact like with this whole gender neutral bathrooms bullshit. Okay, let's talk about this gender neutral bathroom bullshit. I can't say it's just happening in the States because our university here, or college, or whatever you want to call it, it's university. Our university here has a gender neutral bathroom. Okay? Now, these young generation, what is it? Generation Z? Yeah, Generation Z, 95 to 12. They we have desensitized our society to the point that we tell our kids that they're safe no matter what. Back in the day, okay, when I was little, when I grew up, I knew there was predators and I knew there was people who did sexual assault or, abused children, or I knew all this shit growing up. Cause no, we didn't hide it back then. Cause I knew my mama told me, if a man offers you candy in a white van, you say no and you run. Okay? I knew this as a young kid. Now, today's parents are trying to teach their kid, oh, everybody's good, everybody's nice, everybody's your friend, you don't have to be scared of anybody. Okay? I watch these kids grow up. I now see them walking up to random people and being like, hi, my name is, and they'll give their full name. I live over here. They'll give their address. I go to school here. I like doing this. This is my friend. Give a full name. They give too much information. Okay? And then you turn around and you tell them, don't give out information online. When you've literally sat them in front of a screen their whole life. Because my generation, Generation Y, Echo Boomers, or Millenniums, whatever you want to call us, we'll go Millenniums, because that's who everyone thinks is destroying this place. We grew up outside. I grew up eating dirt. I grew up eating crayons. I grew up scraping my knee, riding my bike without a helmet. I grew up doing stupid shit. And it wasn't that my mama told me not to. It's I didn't live in a bubble. Okay? You see kids today, they live in a bubble. Oh, you got dirt on your hands. Oh, let me sanitize that for you. I don't know what's on the ground. Oh, don't touch that. Oh, don't put that in your mouth. Like parents today, how is a kid supposed to have an immune system? If you ever stop to think, my generation was the last generation that could eat peanuts. That could be around peanuts. This generation underneath me, they can't go within 10 feet of a person who ate a peanut a month ago because they will have a severe allergy. Maybe if you let your kid eat dirt, play outside and build an immune system like a normal human being, they could be around peanuts. Right? Like, it's little things like that that make absolutely no sense. Everybody wants to baby their child, but they're destroying our economy with it. Like, soon the common cold will be killing people because, oh my god, we've been vaccinating everybody for thousands of years that it's mutated. But I mean, nobody thinks of that, right? Because every year they come out with a different kind of flu. Oh, swine flu, H1N or N1H1, whatever it's called. Like, there's a different kind of flu every goddamn year. Okay? You go back 50 years, they had smallpox, chickenpox, weasels, measles, whatever. Right? Like, we still get that. Well, we don't get them today, really, as commonly as before, just because we know how to watch for that shit. But it's still the same disease. But yet, the flu has changed every year. Or maybe, just maybe, the flu really isn't changing like what they're saying it is. It's just mutating to the point where the vaccinations that they give people are now immune to the disease because it's the disease they're putting inside of you in the vaccination. And if you want to argue that point, go do some research. 5 minutes on Google, cross-reference, and do not go on Wikipedia, because Wikipedia, I can change off of my phone. Anybody can go on Wikipedia and change any information they want. Okay? So don't even think about using Wikipedia. Yahoo Answers is a better source than Wikipedia. Trust me. I've changed a lot of information on Wikipedia for, say, a school project. We had to literally go in and change something that was fact to something that was fiction. For a school project, we changed facts to fiction on Wikipedia. Not so reliable when a grade 9 can go do this back in the day. And I mean way back in the day with dinosaur computers. You know, like I mean dinosaur computers where you could literally access every point of that computer inside the system. You go in a run, you type in whatever prompt you want, and you could do whatever you wanted. Unlike today's computers where you're limited because they put blocks on it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, you install Linux and change your software, you can get around it. But back then, Windows, Apple, and Linux all did that. Today, I mean, some people will say, oh, I can do whatever you did back in the day, blah, blah, blah. No, you can't. No, you can't. Trust me, you can't. If you took a new computer today and an old computer from the 90s, well, okay, we'll go 90s, we'll go 90. We won't go that far back, but we'll go 90s. If you take a computer from the 90s and you take a computer today, I can do more on that 90s computer than you could ever do on today's computer. Yeah, you're going to have higher graphics. Yeah, you're going to have a higher processor. Yeah, you're going to have that. But you still won't be able to customize that computer system like I could on that 90s computer. I got 5 of them sitting in my grandmother's basement right now. But nonetheless, right? Like, you all bitch at my generation, and yet it's the generation underneath me that are the ones destroying everything. Well, okay, it's both generations on either side of me, to be honest. Well, okay, the lower one on me because, oh, well, what's the next generation called? I don't know. And then it's the 2 before me that are ruining this economy because nobody's retiring, and none of the younger generation, like the guys underneath me, want to do labor. Like, they all want to sit on YouTube. I mean, yeah, I'm on YouTube right now, but I'll go move a 700-800 pound couch with one other guy up a set of stairs, down a set of stairs, angling it every which way, crushing my body against the wall. I'll go lay concrete. I'll go build a house again. I'll go do whatever. I could care less. I'm a labor person. I like my hard jobs. I like sweating. I like feeling tired at the end of the day. I feel accomplished when I work my ass off. The kids underneath me, they don't get that. They don't understand a day's hard work unless they've grown up on a farm. You get these city kids, you tell them to go do the dishes by hand, and they'll look at you like you're screwed in the head. You tell them to go sweep the floor, they'll look at you and go, with what? Because everything is electronic, everything is robotic. Dishwashers, I don't know what the thing on the floor is called, that little round thing, that vacuum thingy, the Zoombot or whatever. I'm going to call it the Zoombot. But like, that's what they have. It's like telephones. If you gave a 13-year-old a rotary phone today, they would look at you and they'd push the button, and they wouldn't understand that you gotta put your finger in the hole and actually rotate the damn thing to the end, let go, wait for it to go tick, 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 ting, back to its spot, and do the next number. Like today, everything's speed dial 1, or voice activated. Call mom, call the store, call brother, right? Call Joe, right? Like everything's voice activated or a button. Back then, you had to work if you. Like back then, if I had to make a toll or a long distance call, one, my area code's 306, which I mean Saskatchewan. It's in my gamer tag. 3, 4, 6. And you had to do your 7-digit number. Okay? It took you 2 minutes to dial. Why do you think they made 911 so goddamn short? I'm sure if they could have got away with one number, they would have. Because on a rotary phone to hit 911, it was a little bit more time consuming than today's buttons, where it's like 199. You could get that number off faster than you could say it. Like I can type and text faster than I can talk. And that's sad. It's really sad. Like, what? Like, what are we calling? See, yeah. So, like, no, that's still not right. Like, that's not right. So yeah, okay, right here. I still don't think that's right, but okay. So, today's generations, I found it. GI generation 01 to 24. Silent generation 25 to 46. Baby boomer 46 to 64. Gen X 65 to 79, which is my parents. Millennial 80 to 99, and Generation Z, which is 2000 and up. Now, when most people, and that's what I mean, is most people don't realize the year is 2018. Okay? Millennials are older than today's workforce coming into play. The kids that you were talking about. Y'all bitch about millennials, but it's not even the millennials who are doing it. It's Generation Z. Like, we get such a bad reputation because, let's see, Gen X and the baby boomers think we're the lazy ones. When in reality, it's our younger siblings, or our kids, in some cases. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. Because what year was Gen X? Or Gen Z? 2000. Yeah, like, that's my generation's kids. Literally. Because, like, One chick, well, okay, my bro, his son was born in '06. That's 12 years ago. Holy shit, he's gonna be in grade 9. Holy shit. She was in grade 9 when she had the kid. Grade 8 when she got knocked up. So it's pretty ironic that he's like at that age right now. But that's the generation who's fucked up. Okay? And you can't blame it on the young age mothers because you guys have been doing it forever. Hell, back in the day, 12, 13-year-olds were getting pregnant by frickin' 20, 30, 40-year-olds. And that was normal for some odd reason. But I mean, they sold their daughters for sheep or pigs or cows, so whatever. My generation, most of us have kids. I don't. I wish I had little ones running around. I love kids. I haven't been fortunate enough to find myself a woman who I can mentally handle. Because lesson for you males out there, younger generation, old generation who are still looking, I don't care. Never say anything negative about a woman. No matter who, what, where, unless you could care less about their opinion on you, don't say nothing negative. Or anything that they can take negative, because they will ream you out. Males, we say it as it is. We don't beat around the bush. If a male has an issue, we go right to each other. I don't like you because of this, so don't talk to me. Or, I don't trust you anymore because of this, so don't expect shit from me. Right? Like, it's not that we don't have emotions. We just show it in a different way. Like, our brain doesn't, like, it's hard to explain. Like, we want to be accepted, but we could care less about being accepted. Right? Like, we are here to do one thing. As long as we can find a woman, or in some cases a man, but I'm talking about heterosexual here, so don't feel left out, because honestly, I don't know how two guys can live together. Oh my god, me and my bros, we bicker like we're married, and I could never live with a single one of them. I would kill them in a week. I've lived with a couple of friends, and I've almost killed them in a week, because my one buddy almost burnt down my house, my last house. Whether it was leaving the stove on high, and then going and passing out, and I'm waking up to my house full of smoke because my pot's basically burnt through, or passing out and having his cigarette fall on the floor and burning a hole in the carpet, or in the couch, or in my chair, or his hand, which was the funniest thing because I got that one on film. Literally, I got back home from work and he was kind of laying, kind of sitting, hand like dangling off the side of the couch with a lit cigarette in it, and it literally just hit the filter as I was coming in, and I could see it. It was about to burn the shit out of his hand. So I was like, screw it, I gotta film this. Filmed it, yeah, sure shit. About 2 minutes after I started recording, it started burning his knuckle hair. And then it started burning his skin. And then he dropped it. And screamed like a little girl. But, back to what I was saying. As heterosexual guys here, we don't care what other people think. Like, yeah, we care what our mama thinks. We care what our dad thinks. We care what our grandparents think. We care what our siblings think. Most of us. The majority of us, common sense people, we care about what our family, our immediate family thinks. Right? Like the ones we hold dear to us. Because, I mean, what's today? Saturday? Friday. Okay, cool. So, like, prime example. I'm 25 years old. I just lost my dad back in October. Okay? Now, I have my mom, I got my sister, I got my uncles, I got my aunts, whatever it is. I'm not even too sure. But, like, I got both of my mom's mom and dad. I got my dad's mom and my dad's dad and stepmom. I got all 5 of my grandparents. Okay? My mom's dad has in total 14 siblings, which are all my great aunts and uncles, which we've only lost one. We lost one of them. So there's still 13 great aunts and uncles, or 12 great aunts and uncles. My mom's mom, she came from siblings of 7 or 8. They're all alive. And then my dad's mom, she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 siblings, I want to say. I could be wrong. I haven't met that entire family yet, so I could be wrong. I'm going to say 5, but they're all alive. My dad's dad, I believe most of his siblings are alive. The ones I've met are alive, I'll say that. The ones that I know I'm related to are alive. Now, I have great aunts and uncles still alive on either side. Now, my old man passed 10 days before, or no, yeah, he passed 10 days before my birthday. We had a service 10 days after my birthday. That was the closest person I lost since I was 5. So in 20 years, I haven't lost anybody who's close to me. Like, I've lost great aunts, a couple of great aunts. Wasn't really that close, like I was to my Aunt Marilyn. But it wasn't like an immediate family. Like, when I was 5, I lost my great grandmother, my great grandma, my mom's mom. Yeah, my great grandma. I was 5 when we lost her, and I personally can recall the day in the church with the open casket, her laying there, exactly who was in front of me, who was behind me, where I sat, what happened. Like I was 5, okay, just turned 5. My mom was pregnant with my sister. I just turned 5. What I recall is we were waiting in line to say our final goodbye to Grandma in the open casket. My one uncle and aunt and my one cousin were there in front of us. My grandparents and my uncle were behind me. My uncle picked up my cousin, because he was the closest out of all the cousins to her in my gen. Well, he's not even in my generation. It's my mom's cousin. But my aunts had kids late. My aunts and uncles had their kids later. But my uncle picked up my cousin, kissed Grandma on the forehead, and said goodbye. Loved her. And then we came up, and I remember putting my hand in the casket, and I think my mom said I put in a pitcher or something. I can't remember. I just remember reaching in, dropping something, looking over the casket, and seeing Grandma laying there. And then I remember just breaking down. And I mean, I was the only one, like, everyone was sobbing, but I was the one who full out started, like, crying. Like, I was crying like a little baby. And I did that all the way we were on the right hand side, 3rd or 4th queue back, right at the end. Everyone was trying to get me to be quiet, but, you know, great grandma. I would run around her house, and whenever I'd go up there, she'd literally suck my soother, my sucky, whatever you call it, susu, whatever you want to call the damn thing. She would dip it in the sugar, shove it in my mouth, and tell me to screw off. Okay? I got memories of that, and that was when she was alive. Like, I can remember the house, the layout, playing in the garden, her screaming at us because we're running in the garden. Like, or going downstairs to grab Freezy, she would beat, like, well, she wouldn't beat us, she would try to beat us, but we were a little faster than she was. We ran. We cousins, we ran. But, like, I can remember that. That was the last funeral I remember being upset about. Like, with my aunt, yeah, I was sad with my aunts. I was. I'm not gonna, like, they're my aunts, of course. Like, they're family. I was close to one of them more so than the other one, but again, they weren't like like a close thing. And then when my dad fell sick, and I mean, it caught us off in the worst guard ever. It was right before his birthday. The guy was playing hockey almost every day, and then when he found out, it went downhill. We lost him about 4 or 5 months after, which I mean, that, like, it's been almost a year to the day. It was June that we found out what he was sick with, and I mean, I still don't know how to handle it. I can't go to my mom because she hasn't lost a parent yet. I can't go to any of my uncles because they haven't lost a parent yet. Like, there's not a lot of people I can turn to who have lost a parent. Like, I got friends who have lost their parents and they've been helping me through it. But, like, as a family though, we live, we don't die. And when that happened, I mean, my world went upside down. I mean, I wasn't close with my old man. I regret a lot. And I mean, you're gonna regret. When they tell you you can't regret when you lose somebody, bullshit. It's the only thing you can think about is the shit you wish you did. And that's the only thing that's gonna stay in your mind for, I'll let you know when it stops. Every day for the past year I've regretted shit. And I mean, I kick myself because there was days when he was in the hospital where I was tired, I was sore, I just got off work in like 13, 14 hours, and I had to be back at work in 5, and like, my old man, he was the toughest, stubbornest guy I've ever met, or ever will meet. Nothing kicked this guy down. I've watched him walk around using stomach muscles because his back was shot. I've watched him play hockey and take hits and then turn around and give hits, and then, and that's with a bad back, bad knees, and like, I've watched the guy in pain and just fight through everything and overcome everything. So in my mind, what he had wasn't bad. It was, he had the stubbornness, he had his mind, he was going to beat it. And I said that up until the last day, because we had a few close calls, and even on the last day, I got the call. Grandma said I had to be up there. It was early morning, and I regret what I did that morning. And when I got there, I was finishing my smoke as I was walking up, and my stepmom came down, and she was beside herself. We had a smoke, and she's just like, we need to get you up there now. Like, it's a matter of moments. I spent the last 20 minutes of his life. And when I walked in the room, and he was laying there, because I mean, I went up to the hospital a few times when he was sleeping, and that hurt, seeing them like that. But that last moment, it was hard. I mean, last 15-20 minutes, I walked in and he was just lying there. I don't know if he had any. I knew he had some senses because I walked in and. I mean, you just know. When you walk into that situation, you know it's the last time. Because everything just leaves. And, yeah, I, grabbed his hand. Like I did every time I showed up, I grabbed his hand. Said, "Hey Dad, how's it going?" I opened my mouth and nothing came out. But I squeezed his hand. And all he did was he looked at me. And it was literally the last bit of his strength. Because it was the last movement he made. And he looked at me. And you could tell just by the eyes. And I tried to stay strong for my grandma and my stepmom, and they're really two of their closest friends, and my stepsister and my other stepsister. She wasn't in the room. She like my dad's been her dad since she was 1.5, 2, and she just turned 16. And they were a lot closer than me and him. And I don't regret any of it. I'm not mad about that. I'm glad they had the relationship they did. And I knew it would be harder on her. Being young and having to deal with that. But I was there for the last breath, and I mean, you feel that. You can feel every last inch of energy just leave you with them. And that image will be stuck in your head, man. Like, it's etched in mine. I don't think I'll ever forget that sight. Like, I know right now I'm stressed, I'm having a hard time dealing with it, processing it. So I mean, right now, yeah, I can't, us fishing, or us in the semi traveling across Canada, or or us stuck in the snowdrift on some back road for 13-14 hours. Like, I can't picture that. Like, I can picture the scene, but I can't picture him. All I see is him in the hospital bed. And I remember saying when I was young, that was the last thing I wanted to see of my parents, was in that situation of complete helplessness at the end. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would never change it for the world that I wasn't there with them. Because he waited for me. Asshole waited for me to be there. He was stubborn to the end. But like, it's hard talking about it, because I don't like talking about it, but I know it's hard to see, like, my mom, my sister, or like that family who haven't been through that experience and don't know what to say or how to fix it or how to help you stop being stressed. Or like, I see the pain in their own eyes, because I mean, I'm so screwed up from that. It's not even funny. And like a year and a half, 2 years, 3 years, I don't know, a few years back, my ex-girlfriend, she was pregnant when we hooked up, and I was there for that birth. Which, ladies, if you're on any kind of medication when you're giving birth, just do me one favor. When your husband looks at you with horror on his face and he is screaming at you to push, to fucking push, push. Don't look at him like, huh? No, push. Because when my ex was pushing, the head popped out. The kid was being suffocated around the neck, which looked very awkward. And my ex thought she was done. So she just kind of, oh, it's over. Me, the nurse, and the doctor all looked at her going, no, you still need to push. There's still baby that has to come. And she kind of looked at us all going, no, I just pushed it out. And we're like, no, you just pushed the head out. You still got the body. And she couldn't understand. And we're like, push. It's not over. But like, I watched that. I watched the miracle of life of a kid being brought into the world. And I watched the end of life. All in a short period of time. Like this past year and a half, I guess now. It's been hell for me. I mean, February of last year, I caught my finger in a pulley tensioner on a tensioner belt on a tensioner pulley on a belt on a heat sealer for flour, like cooking flour, for sealing the bags. The guard was up, caught the glove, pulled my hand around onto the tensioner. It broke and severed my fingertip, my index fingertip on my good hand. Now, I went to the hospital. Well, first I went upstairs. Well, okay, let me explain it. Caught it. I've caught my finger in the pulley system many of times, but never the tensioner one. So, me being me, I'm like, oh, I'll just follow my hand around, and it'll be okay. I'll just go with it. Yeah, that didn't work out so well. I got halfway around the pulley, and all I hear is, and I mean, when I mean you heard, I mean I'm the only one who heard, and I felt it. So I knew instantly I broke my finger. Like I knew instantly that I broke my finger because I instantly went into shock. Since I'm a ginger, I have a high pain tolerance, and I can usually keep myself from blacking out, which I did. So as soon as my hand came free, I grabbed it, put pressure on it, because I didn't know how bad it was, and that's what I was taught to do, is grab whatever, broken, severed, put pressure on it, keep it above your heart. So that's what I did. Walked around the whole bloody line, went up to boss. I kind of went down on one knee, because I started sweating. I was in shock. He's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, I think I just broke my finger. I'm pretty sure I just broke my finger. And he's like, shit, Kate, well, let's get upstairs and get it looked at. I'm like, no, hospital, because I didn't want to walk up 13 or 15 steps of stairs. Okay? I didn't want to have to walk stairs while I'm bleeding out. No, we gotta go upstairs. We gotta see if we can't do anything here, blah, 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 blah. So I rolled my eyes, and I walked up the stairs. Get upstairs, which, Kate, I'm in a flour packing plant that processes wheat into flour, and I'm up in the chemistry lab where they do all the testing for this with a busted finger. Okay? Now, well, okay, let me rephrase it. I think it's just broken. We get up there, they cut the finger off, they pull off the little sleeve part. Well, hell, I thought I lost my finger with how they reacted. They all gasped and, oh my god, get him to the hospital immediately. I can't do nothing. Oh my god, this is so bad. Blah 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 blah. And they're just going on. Meanwhile, I got my head down and I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, can we get some water? Can we get some ice? Can we get the... Like, I'm starting to, like... Because now I'm coming down from the initial shock. That now I'm starting to feel things, and it's not good. Like, either something needs to happen right now, or I am going to be in a hell of pain. Now, me being me, my wallet, my smokes, like, all the important things are in my truck. So, I walk out, grab my shit, forget my smokes, get in the truck, well, in the supervisor's car, and he's driving us in. Now, I have a broken finger, which is severed. I almost severed my finger off. Like, I got maybe half an inch of skin that was holding it on. Even the specialist said I should have lost my finger completely. I should have. But there was a little bit of skin connecting it. We stopped at every goddamn light. We waited at every stop sign. We waited for yield signs. Like, we drove normally. Not cool when you're bleeding out. But on the way to the hospital, I tried calling Mom. Because, you know, you should always let your mom know when something goes wrong, so she doesn't kill you afterwards. I've learned as a child, it's better to be honest up front and when it happens than to be like, oh yeah, I think I busted my knee 2 weeks ago, but I just severely sprained it. What do you mean? Well, I didn't tell you, but I had to go to the hospital. I went down with my foot. I hairline fractured my whole foot with a front sway pallet jack. Stepped off, hit a chunk of wood. It slammed my foot into a full pallet of bottled beer. And literally, my steel toes bent in, and I hairline fractured my whole foot. I thought I shattered my whole foot. Pretty much close to it. Every bone in my foot had a hairline fracture. I was in a temporary cast for about a month and a half, and my foot's still not healed properly. And that injury was 4 years ago. Now with my finger, we get to the hospital. Okay, I got in on snow because it was winter. It was February. Still snow on the ground, so I had snow in a bag, and I was holding it on there. Probably not the most sanitary thing out there, but it does the job. So I get into triage. They unwrap what we did. Instantly, this nurse goes white, and she's like, "We're gonna have to amputate your finger." Do you know what amputation means? I look at her and I'm like, "Yeah, you want to chop my finger off or my hand?" Because at that point, I could care less as long as the pain stopped. And she's like, "Oh, I think we could get away with just the fingertip, but you're probably going to have to get an amputation." Because it was that mangled. Well, it looked that mangled. Well, it was that mangled. Like, it's hurting now just talking about it. But, like, she wraps me up, which anybody who knows medical, you don't put the tape completely around. Okay? If you're a nurse or a medical student, I'm telling you this now. Do not put your tape all the way around. Put a little chunk just to hold it there until we can get in to see an actual doctor. I'll tell you why. I have a broken and severed fingertip. My bone is exposed. I have busted up nerve endings. My finger is sensitive beyond belief. And she did 2 complete circles around my frickin' one knuckle with the tape on the gauze. That wasn't even the right gauze. Now, went and sat down, waited for the ER doctor. Basically, I sat in the ER for about 6 to 8 hours. I can't really remember. I almost blacked out and passed out from lack of blood. Because literally, they had... Oh, it was probably a good tennis-sized ball, like crosswise, solid around my finger. Okay, when I first got there, it was completely white. When I was going into the doctor's, it was almost red. I was bleeding out a lot and fast. It didn't help that I was getting up and going outside and smoking to numb the pain, because, well, you know, after 6 hours, that initial shock and adrenaline has already gone. But whatever, they got medication. Okay? Now, we get inside. You put me on the bed, start asking me questions. Right away, because I'm over the age of 23, or was over the age of 23. They asked if I had my what do you call it now? Booster shot? No. You had to get some kind of shot in order for them to medically treat you, because you get one when you're in high school and then you have to get one after you're 23. Well, you don't have to, but if you want medical attention, you do. And I needed medical attention. And I remember back in the day, They said this shot went in your ass with this really long needle. So I'm bleeding out. I'm like, nah, you're not shoving a needle up my ass. Well, the nurse was confused because they don't do it that way anymore. So this other nurse walks in with this needle. Well, she grabs my bat hand, swinging it around because she's trying to get my sleeve up. Then she realizes that that's the hand that has the busted finger, and I'm sitting there screaming. Oh, I'm sorry. Grabs my other arm, yanks me, and turns me, and then just jabs me, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell do you think you're doing? She's like, well, I'm giving you your shot. I'm like, what shot? I haven't agreed to anything yet, and you can't just stick me with a needle without my permission here. Because you can't. It's illegal here. You cannot, nobody can force you to take medical treatment unless you don't want it. Okay? They never asked me or told me what the hell was getting put into me. I was furious. They got written up. That was whatever. Then the nice lady came back. And she almost puked from how disgusting my finger was. So this gentleman came over who was kind of giggling. He comes over with the little, the little McDonald's like ketchup container doohickey. I have one of those full of painkillers. Usually they give you like 2, 3, 4. Now, I don't know how many I took. I just tossed it all in my mouth and started downing water. I was so out of it. So he's looking at it, and he's like, okay, well, we're going to need x-rays, and you're probably going to need a stitch, and you're probably going to lose your nail. And I was like, what? And he's like, well, I'll let the actual doctor tell you, but yeah, you're not looking too good right now. I'm like, okay. They might amputate. I'm like, okay, that word again, right? Like, in my mind, I'm like, what the hell? So they transfer me over to surgery. Because stitches. And it's a fingertip. So I get in there, I lay down on the bed, or I sit down. He comes in, looks at it, he's like, okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop up your nail, clean you, place your nail, give you one stitch on the side, because I think that's all it's going to need, and I'll wrap you, and then leave that for 4 or 5 days, and then after that I want you to clean it with salt and water, or whatever he said, I can't remember. I use salt water, because, well, I'm probably a bloody retard, and you'll find out in a second why. And then you'll see your specialist in 3 weeks, and he'll go on from there, and if he thinks you have to amputate because of the nerve damage, you'll have to amputate, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so at this point, my adrenaline is gone, my shock is gone, like, I can feel everything. Pills haven't kicked in yet, okay? So he's poking and prodding at it, and I'm screaming like a little child still. He's like, okay, I'm going to freeze your finger. God damn, that hurt more than breaking my finger. Jab it, like, right at the base of my finger. I have, well, just on the top half, I can count about six holes in my finger from the freezing needles. And that's just on the top half that scarred. He gave me one needle. One insta-freezing needle. Waited 5 minutes and proceeded to stitch up my damaged raw nerve endings with a big severed finger, okay? I felt every millisecond of that needle getting punctured through my skin on one side. I felt it go through, loop up through the tip of it, and as he pulled it back, I felt each and every moment of that. Okay? Before that, I haven't had a broken bone. I haven't had stitches. I haven't had, like, other than hairline fracturing my foot. That was the worst thing I've ever done, is hairline fractured my foot. That is the worst thing I have ever done to myself. Okay? And now I'm sitting there, broken bone, severed finger, damaged nerve endings, on my good hand, on my index finger. Very, very worst place to do damage. Because it's very sensitive, because that's where you're touching. Those nerves are very highly active. So I'm screaming through this whole procedure. I almost passed out from pain. That is how bad it was. I almost passed out. Like, even the doctor said, I thought you were passing out. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you were in so much pain that at one point you stopped screaming vocally and you just had your mouth open. Like you were screaming, and you had a sensation on your face that you were screaming. And like, I thought I was screaming the whole time. I didn't know I stopped. He's like, no, you stopped. I thought you were passing out from the pain. I almost did. Because I remember seeing white flashes. Now, so I got one stitch, whatever, wait 4 days, go to my doctor's office. My doctor ain't there, because they told me, because I've never done this before, they told me, go to a walk-in, they'll show you how to change it, blah, 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 blah. So I go to my walk-in clinic, where my doctor, who delivered, well, he delivered me, my sister, my mom, my uncle, my one teacher, his kids. This guy's been delivering babies and a doctor here in Canada for so many mom's 48, so for at least 48 years. And he got his practice over in the UK and then came here with his wife. So the guy's like 100 years old. Still works. He's still my doctor to this day. Okay, I'm 25 years old. He delivered my mom, who was like 48. Okay, so 48 years ago, he delivered a baby. He then delivered and saved my life, because umbilical cord was wrapped around my neck 3 times. Came out blue and dead. Saved my life. I died 3 times at birth. Probably why I'm a little retarded. I got ADD and ADHD. I don't know if you can call it retardation. It's, most people don't know what it is. It's just the wiring of your brain. For me, words escape me, either vocally or written. I am terrible when it comes to words. Don't get me wrong, I could write you a letter and make you weep like a little baby. It takes me a little bit of time to get my words out, though. My ADD and ADHD and OCD come up in my numbers. I am mathematically inclined in every aspect to the fact that I have a grade 9 education due to the fact I am missing an English class because my teacher hated me because I passed her final exam with 120%, but I didn't do any work all year. So she thought I cheated. I redid the test, got the exact same mark, and she still failed me somehow. I'm still trying to figure that one out. Even my principal was trying to figure that out. But like, I got a grade 9 English with a first year university math. So I'm pretty smart. I totally forgot where I was going with that. Some OCD. But yeah, go to the doctor's office, and my doctor runs that office. Like, he is the top doctor. His wife is the top nurse. So I walk in, I get this black foreign guy. Oh, we don't do that here. Oh, I've never done that. That's not my job. Don't expect me to do that. So I'm like, well, okay, I'll just talk to my family doctor then next time I see him. Well, who's your family doctor? So I told him. Second I said that, his name, whole attitude changed. Oh, okay, I do for you. I do. I have all material. I know how to do. It's like, well, no, you just sat here and told me you don't do it, that you're refusing me. I will tell my doctor this. Yeah, that doctor no longer practices in this city anymore. So, word of the wise, if you practice any kind of anything, you have to do your job or you will lose it. Because there are people out there like me who know people who are your boss who will not put up with that shit. So, whatever. I go home. Now, it's only been 4 or 5 days since this happened. I'm dipping it in water. It's killing. Bumps are like when I drove. I didn't really take pills except for when I was sleeping. I got high a few times until I seen my specialist, due to the fact that every time I got high, it felt like I could grab my fingertip, pull it off, and then stick it back on like a piece of Lego. Like, it literally felt like it just... Like, you know when you put on like a really, really big glove on your hand, and you can sit there and you can wobble your arm inside of it, and it feels funny? Okay, that's what my fingertip felt like when I got high. So for 3 weeks, that's what I did. Every other day I would wash my hand, rewrap it. Wash my hand, rewrap it. See my specialist. He was up in the hospital doing surgery. He asked if I could go up there and see him for a quick checkup. Okay? I'm going up there for a quick checkup. His office is located outside the city in the small town just next to mine. He was in the city, so at the hospital, so that's where I went. Thank bloody God that is where we went. We get up there. Well, right away, I get this old nurse who's bitching and moaning at me because I'm taking my time to take off my bandages. Because at this point, to her, I should be able to whip these off like no tomorrow. Shouldn't hurt that much. It shouldn't hurt that much. Stop being a baby. She was literally tearing me down. No, okay, I liked this old lady. She was awesome. And that was the thing. She was old school. I liked it. I was a little pissed off when I was in there. But looking back, I know. Because for the simple reason, when I pulled it off, I'm sitting there. The nail sticking kind of wonky. I got one stitch off the side, and my finger is literally on this hook, like the top, the first third of your finger, like the tip, right where it bends. Like you can bend that tip. I could bend it a fourth time. Like I that's what it looked like. My specialist walked in, took one look at my finger, and was like, "Okay, we'll start here quickly once I grab everything." Okay? My mom drove because I didn't know exactly what they were doing, so I didn't know if I was going to get hyped up on drugs again and I wouldn't be able to drive, so I was playing it safe. Thank God I did that too. She was in the waiting room. Oh, no. She was in the room that time. Because she had questions about cleaning. Because she helped me. With rap, because I'm not left-handed. And, yeah. So she had questions she wanted to ask. So when my specialist came in and said, "Okay, we'll start right away," I looked at my mom, I looked back at him, and I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, you just did this today or yesterday, didn't you?" I was like, "Well, no, I did this like 3 weeks ago." The look on his face was like you just watched a kitten burn. Like, it was in complete horror. He was like, "What?" The old nurse even looked at me and was like, "What?" I looked at my mom. I was like, "What?" I looked back at them. I'm like, "I did this 3 weeks ago. Like, what are you talking about? I'm just here for a checkup." And he's like, "Oh no, lay down. We gotta do surgery immediately." Now, me being me, I don't let people do things without me knowing what they're doing. So I get off the operating table. I'm standing and I'm ready to beeline it for the door. I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about, surgery? Screw that. I was just in the ER 3 weeks ago. He stitched me up. I'm good. This is just a checkup." He's like, No. You're still severed." I was like, "What?" Apparently, my fingertip was still severed. Severely severed. To the point where before he lifted my fingernail up, because I know a lot of you guys are going to cringe at that. He didn't just walk over and lift my fingernail up. No. We did. He was awesome because he waited until I couldn't feel my finger, which took 12 regular freezing needles, full needles, 12 of them, and 4 insta-freezing needles in the base of my finger. By the time he was done, And 15 minutes after that last freezing was put in, I couldn't feel from my elbow down. But before that, I could feel every little thing, like every little touch. So whatever, I get numbed. And I mean, I'm not looking at this because I've already seen enough of it that I'm going to be sick if I see any more. He pulls out my fingernail, pulls out the stitch, so that my fingertip is now just kind of dangling there on a little thread of skin. He's like, "Okay, I'll be right back. Don't move. Don't look at it. It's kind of gross." I was like, "Well, what did you do?" He's like, "Well, nothing." I was like, "Did you cut the stitch?" I don't know," he said. And it's like, wait, what do you mean you don't know? He's like, "Well, I don't know. I'll be right back." And turned and left. Okay? Now in my mind, I might be hopped up on drugs and frozen and shit, but hearing a doctor who is working on your finger tell you he doesn't know if he cut out the only stitch in your finger, that makes you kind of worried. So me being me, I looked over and I did not like what I saw. My finger is kind of dangling off on its own, like the little tippy part is just kind of dangling. My fingernail is on an angle pointing up, that like it was almost like a 90-degree angle. It was so gross looking. It was disgusting. I almost threw up. So I looked away. He came back. Well, he has a scraping tool. And I'm like, "Well, what's that for?" He's like, "Well, you're severely infected. I have to get the infection out. And this is the only way at this point. You are that infected." I was like, "Well, how infected am I?" He's like, "Well, you're almost healed by the looks of it, but it's all infection. Your tip of your finger is literally more infected than finger right now. I'm surprised it hasn't spread." It's like, what? So I was like, whatever, it can't be that bad. So I'm laying there and I could see the clock. Yeah, hour and a half later, he's like, "Okay, I'm done scraping out the infection. I'm going to stitch you up and reset your nail." Now, when he said that, I was a little grossed out. And then all of a sudden, I got the sensation of this thick liquid coming over my entire hand. Now, it tripped me out because I'm not watching what he's doing. My eyes are shut because I'm just seeing stars. And I'm like, "What's that?" And right away he's like, "It's nothing." I'm like, "No, what did you just put on my hand?" "Water." I'm like, "Okay, so you put sanitizer on it." "Okay." And he's like, "Well, no, it's just water." I'm like, "I know it's not water. I know it's sanitizer with alcohol in it. I know this. I know you're not using just water. You can't. It's, not sanitized. Or not sanitary." And he kind of, "Okay, yeah, it is. Don't freak out." I'm like, "Well, no, it doesn't hurt. I just felt a weird sensation. I was asking what it was." He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "As long as you're honest with me, I'll be good. The second you start hiding things, I start freaking out." Which he understood. And like, as soon as I said that, he understood that as long as he told me what was going on, I'd be okay. Because then he's like, "Okay, well, I'm going to stitch you up." I'm like, "Okay, where are you stitching me?" He's like, "I'm going to put some stitches in your finger bed, or in your nail bed." I was like, "Okay." Because I couldn't feel anything. I really couldn't. I just felt the sensation of something going over my hand. I wasn't sure if it was actually happening or not. Which it was, but I didn't know. Like, that was the feeling, was I didn't know if it was or not. So, I'm laying there, and I'm literally clenching my eyes, grabbing the side of the gurney bed, whatever the hell you want to call it, bracing for the stitch, because now this is the second time in my life that I will have been stitched up. The first time I had one stitch, and I nearly knocked the guy out because of the pain. And that was on the side of my fingertip. This specialist is now putting 6 stitches. Let me repeat. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 stitches in my nail bed. across, like the not the tip, but the side of your fingernail, like across that way on my nail bed. I had 6 stitches in there. Then he placed my fingernail, which was not even attached because it snapped off at the base of the first knuckle that you bend at, right below it towards your fingertip. That's where your nail starts to grow, okay? Your nail isn't just where you see it. No, your nail goes back underneath your skin. Okay, I busted it at the base. They didn't, well, let me rephrase it. Most of them didn't think I was going to get my nail back because of where I broke it. My specialist said, no, you'll get it back. You didn't do that much damage. You will lose your nail, but you will get it back. I'm just going to place it on top, and then I'm going to put a crisscross stitch across it to keep it there to protect your nail bed while it heals. So I was like, okay. So he did that. Ah, Jesus Christ. That nail went blacker than black, and stitching came out, the nail fell off. Oh, nail bed looked gruesome. And then I get to the point where I can start doing rehab with it. Because for the past 3 months, my finger's been stuck straight. Any little movement killed. And I mean, like, when you think you're standing still and you're holding your hand still, you're actually flexing your fingertips a lot. I mean, just kind of watch your hand. You'll see your fingertips move more than normal. Like, they constantly move. My fingertip couldn't move. So every little move was killing me. For 3 months like that. Now, he told me this was supposed to take 6 months before I would even dream about starting recovery. He told me it'd take 6 months to heal because of how bad it was. I'll be right back. I'll blow my nose. I'll blow my nose. Oh yeah, that's better. So yeah, like 3 months, so half the time he thought. And go back up to the hospital. Pretty much what I was doing, I was going up for a checkup, the halfway mark checkup, just to see how my finger was coming, to make sure it wasn't infected, make sure the stitches took, make sure the skin was, forming correctly, so because there was a chance that that I would have to amputate my finger if it didn't connect properly because of the 3-week wait. He wasn't sure if it was going to reconnect properly, but it kind of did. Fingertip looks like a potato now. But I go up to the office, and he pulls everything off. Now I'm literally standing there with my finger, and it's almost straight. Like, there's a little bend in the last knuckle, or second last knuckle. So he's got it with both fingers, and he's feeling from the base all the way up, and on each side, every angle, to see just how much sensation I have and where they hurt. And I told him, like, my knuckles are really, like, my knuckles, they're stiff. Like, I need to start cracking my knuckles, 'cause I crack my knuckles a lot. I really do. And out of nowhere, okay? This guy doesn't give me a single warning. He doesn't go, let me see something. He's literally poking and prodding at my finger. And then out of nowhere, he just bends my finger. Okay? That's the first time in 3 months that my finger has bent. Now, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of you have been in this situation where you've been in a cast or you couldn't move a body part for a while. And it gets stiff and calcium and all that builds up, And when you start moving it again, it pops. Okay? Well, when you take a finger that hasn't moved in 3 months, especially one that gets cracked multiple times a day, every day, like I probably crack my hands anywhere from, I'd say 10 to 15 times a day. Whether it's on purpose, me cracking them, or if it's just me grabbing something and moving my fingers just the right way and they crack themselves. My fingers crack about 10 to 15 times a day on average. Not doing that for 3 months, not good. Well, you would have sworn it was a gunshot with the crack it made. Even his eyes went wide. I dropped because I didn't know what the hell happened. All I know is now my fingers on my knees, and I'm like, what the hell did you? Well, I didn't say hell. I used more colorful language, which I had to apologize to him, the nurses, and some older ladies outside of the door. Because, yeah. But they understood. I told them what happened, and they understood. Thank God. But he's like, oh my God, did that hurt? And I'm like, well, kinda, but it actually feels really good. Like, oh my God, that's the first time I've cracked that knuckle's cracked in over 3 months. Like, it's been killing me because, crack your knuckles and then don't crack them for 3 months and tell me how you do. So he kind of laughs. I'm laughing. The little cute nurse walks back in to ask what's going on. Well, she almost threw up because she looked at my finger. Just like the other one when I first got there. She's like, do you need help undressing or taking off your bandages? I'm like, nah, I got it. Even when I went in, when he found the infection, I took off the bandages myself. And even he's like, well, when did the nurse take off your bandage? I'm like, well, she didn't. I did. He's like, what? I'm like, I've been taking them off every day for the past 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, right? Like, I'm used to it. So yeah, the last time I went up to the hospital, chick came in. Before I seen the doctor, I unwrapped it, and she almost threw up. Like, she dropped the bundle of operating utensils that she was replacing from the previous one. She had to take them back and get them sanitized again because she dropped them on the floor because of how disgusting my finger looked. It looked like it went through a meat grinder when the stitches and shit were still in. So whatever. Pull off the stitching from the nail. He's like, the nail will fall off and the stitching underneath will fall off. So they're dissolvable stitching. Thank God. He's like, okay, there's nothing more I can do. It's healing nice. It's looking great. Now you need to do therapy. Rehab. I'm like, oh, okay. Because, in your mind, you're like, just let me go start using it. Contra. You break something, go to rehab. Especially if you're at work, go to rehab. There's so many days I was at work and all of a sudden I'm like, I don't want to be. Oh, hey boss, I gotta leave. I got an appointment here. I gotta go do the rehab. I totally forgot about it. They just called me this morning. Literally, because they did that a few times. They wanted an extra appointment. So, right away, my therapist asked if it's been a year, because we explained it took 3 weeks and blah blah, severely infected, and this is what happened. And he's looking at my charts, and only he was looking at dates, because he's like, well, how long was this? It's like, well, 3 months ago. He's like, let me see your finger. Okay. So then he did the sensation test, which are basically needles, but they're hair, and they bend at a certain pressure. And he did my left hand, which is a lot desensitized than my right hand, even after severing it. Then he went to my right hand, and my eyes are shut, so I can't see what he's doing or what finger he's touching, okay? Because he wants to know if I can feel up in my fingertip. Well, to this guy's shock, and to my surprise, I felt every little poke and prod that he did in my fingertip. I told him exactly which finger, roughly where it was. And he was amazed. Even my specialist was amazed at the sensation I kept in my finger after being severed for so long. Because I should have had nerve ending damage. I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, it's numb compared to my other fingers, but I still have sensation. So like if I touch something hot, I know it's hot. It's not like I'm grabbing something hot and my hand's just burning away and I can't feel it and now I got third-degree burn on my fingertip. No. I can feel. Like I still got sensation in it. So I healed about twice as fast, according to my specialist, than the normal person, because he was shocked to hell when I was up in the hospital last. He's like, normally I would go another couple months before sending you off to therapy, but you're already healed pretty much, and there's not much more I can do. I mean, I'll still look at, have appointments with you to see the progression and whatnot, but it's mostly now the therapist. So I was like, okay, so I go to the therapist. Out of therapy for what? January, March, April, May, June, July, August. It's August or September? I did it for like 4 months, 4 or 5 months. So like, all in all, it took about a year to do a complete circle. A year. Okay? In a year, under a year, I broke and severed my finger so bad that they thought they had to amputate it. I stayed severed for 3 weeks. Then I did my healing, and then I did my recovery. And even my therapist said I came out of that twice as fast as any other person. And it's not that I lied about the sensation or I lied about doing my exercise. No, I did the exercises. I did the exercises twice as often as what they asked me to. And to this day, I still do some exercises. Because like, especially with your hands and your feet, if you do anything to your hands and your feet, get medical treatment, and if they offer rehab, take it. As stupid as a lot of their shit is, like literally, I bent my hand. Now, when I first started doing this shit, when I first started doing my rehabilitation, I couldn't move my hand, like my finger or my middle finger. Like it was hard to do the simplest, because my finger was stuck straight for so long that it wouldn't bend. And I'd have to force it, which just killed. Like, not moving your muscles and then trying to reprogram your hand to use that finger, it's hard. Like, I did that February of last year, and to this day, like, I've had full mobility of my hand for since July, September. Like, it's almost been a full year too since I've had my full capability back. I'm still struggling writing. My index finger on my right hand sticks out, and I use my thumb, my middle finger, my ring finger, and my pinky to write. When I play games, I tend, because again, it was my hands, I was told if I can play as much games as I can, because they put pressure on your finger, on your fingertip, it put pressure, plus the hand-eye coordination with your finger, with the response. I played a lot. Well, I try to play a lot of games, but for me, as you can see here, Call of Duty. Well, if y'all know Call of Duty, if you just watched me play a bit here, you'll notice that I'm trigger happy. I am trigger happy some days, and I pull my trigger a lot, which is my right index finger. Turn over to my other game. Well, there's GTA. Well, if we all know GTA, that's your shooting and your acceleration for driving. that finger is constantly used. Minecraft, same thing. You know, you're constantly pulling down on your right trigger. R2, okay, PlayStation, R2. What's Xbox? I think it's R2 too, isn't it? But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all your right index finger. Like, a lot of things is your right index finger. And, I mean, I shocked myself when I came back as fast as I did. No, RT. Yeah, see, right trigger. R2. See, Sony's so messed up. Like, Xbox had right trigger, right bumper, left bumper. So RT, LB, RB, right? Left trigger, left bumper. R1, R2, L1, L2. Makes no fucking sense. But yeah, so my finger, so I'm an Xbox kid. A lot of my friends transferred over to Sony, so I went back. I grabbed the PlayStation 4 so I could play with a lot of them. Because a lot of my Xbox guys they got old, they got families, they stopped playing. Life happens. I'm a gamer, so I went with the next best thing. But yeah, I came out of that with so fast. And even my therapist couldn't believe how fast I recovered from where I was. And now the only two people who believed I was getting my nail back were my therapist and my specialist. I got my nail back pretty fast. Which, again, both of them said it would take over a year and a half to get my fingernail back. Okay? It's been a year. I've had my fingernail back. Honestly speaking, I can't recall not having my fingernail anymore. Like, it's a lot harder, don't get me wrong. When you lose your fingernail, it comes back thick. Because it's a pain in the ass to cut. But like, with the whole pain, like especially rehab. When you're doing rehab, listen to your therapist, specialist, whoever it is doing your rehabilitation. Listen. Even if it means you sitting your hand in a bucket and just picking up cotton balls or sand or rocks or chaff or whatever for 5 minutes each bucket, that shit actually works. Okay? You might think at the beginning, oh, this ain't gonna work, blah blah blah. What's just me sitting here squeezing my own hand and, you know, bending it and making a fist with my fingers pointed down, or making an actual fist, or just bending the tips, or, you know, making a duck face with your hand. Like, okay, that stuff, it seems stupid. It really does. When I first got there and they gave me that worksheet, I got home and I'm like, this is the stupidest, and I didn't really do it for the first week. But then I got to work again. And I was like, I got rehabilitation. I have to do this, you know, multiple times a day to get my mobility back. So I was allowed every hour and a half, 2 hours to stop cleaning. Well, I probably should have been in the lunchroom, but I went outside, had a smoke in my coffees, and did my exercises. They didn't care, because I had to do it, and they were illegally running a business at the time, and that's why I got hurt, was because they didn't have safety guards or lockout, tagout in play. So, like, nothing could be stopped in it. Like, we had the emergency stop, but that wasn't lockout, tagout, you know, like, well, if you don't know what lockout, tagout is, it's literally a fuse, switch, whatever, inside of a box that can be locked. Which, when you turn off the machine, you can turn it off multiple ways, but with the lockout tagout, that cuts every single power supply to that piece of equipment, so no electricity can get to it. You close it, you lock it with your lock, and you keep your key, because you're the one working on that machinery. If, say, you had to leave it locked out and come back tomorrow and say, You didn't have lockout tagout, but you know, pieces were missing that would cause it to blow up. And say Joe came in, didn't know, started the machine, got injured, the company would be in shit for illegally operating a machine without a lockout tagout, which is exactly what they were doing. For example, again, flour place, okay? When we did mixing of the flours for like cupcakes or, you know, other baking goods, we had a big mixer up top, which at one point when I was injured, they wanted me to clean. And I was refusing. And they're like, well, why? I'm like, well, where's the lockout tagout? Like, well, you don't need one. I'm like, well, what do you mean? There's huge ass claws in this machine that will kill me and pull me inside in a heartbeat. You want me to halfway crawl into this machine with a broken fingertip and I can only use my left bad hand? And you don't even want me to... I can't take it out? No, not happening. Literally, I got a hold of the electrician, at the on-site electrician, and I was like, and I asked him where the lockout takeout, and he was surprised and pissed that he went around to every machine to look if they had lockout takeout, and not a single machine there did. So I was like, okay, well, where's the breaker for this machine? Can I pull the breaker, the main breaker, and just lock that out? And he's like, well, let's go up to the breaker and see. Now, if you've ever seen a grain operating company building, you know they go pretty high up, okay? Breaker, I don't know why the hell they had it all the way at the top floor, but they had it all the way at the top floor. So we climb all the way up. Now, in a flour mill, it is bloody hot, because you are constantly running flour through sifters and machines and other devices, and then you're chemically checking it, and upstairs they're baking and making sure that the yeast affects properly with the chemical. Like, there's a lot to go on. Like, it's a lot of heat that goes throughout that whole building. Heat rises. Time we get halfway up the building, you're sweating your ass off. Time you get to the top, you're in hell. So I'm like done. We get up there, we find it, we flip it, we lock it, we get back down, good to go. They get even more pissed because I got the key. Well, that machine is also on some other machine that they wanted to use. And they're like, well, it's locked. I'm like, well, yeah, it's a lockout tagout. Since we don't legally have it on this one like we should legally have it, due to the fact that we are running these machines illegally, I had to go lock it out at the top, which cuts out that. They're like, well, you can't do that. It's like, well, then let me phone the labor board and tell them that there's no lockout tagout on this machine and you want me to crawl in it. Let's just say they changed their mind right away. But like, through that to the recovery to today, like today, I mean, yeah, there's still some things, like my finger's not completely desensitized yet. There are still like scratching or picking coin up, or you know, little things like that irritate the piss out of my fingertip. And I'll still do it with just the 4 fingers, which is completely bad. Because I'm now used to not using my index finger to the point where you could cut off my index finger and I would be completely fine. But with the whole rehab, I see guys, they got crumpled. Like, I mean, I got gamer hands. Okay? My hands are stuck. Like, when you hold your controller, you got your, like, because I hold mine where my pinky and my ring kind of curve. My, middle finger kind of angles across the back of it to support it. My index finger and my thumb are the only 2 fingers I use while gaming, really. And I need full motion, so I grip it with the two fingers on each of the down steps. And once I get a video camera again, it'll be a lot easier. So like my hands are constantly curved. But I mean like I know people who've broke their fingers multiple times and they are jagged, they are crooked, they are disgusting looking. And it's because back then you didn't do rehab. Which thank God I did, because I wouldn't have been able to game again. It's so hard to game without your index finger. Possible, but you're not great. It's like when you get older, my eyesight's not as good. I can't bounce my eyes back and forth. I'm literally using the same size TV as I've always used, and I've lost a lot of my skill just to my eyes. Just the fact that my eyes can't. Well, I got a lazy eye now. My right eye became lazy, so my eyelid like halfway droops across my eye, so it kind of gives a little blur sensation. And then when I'm like, I get bloodshot eyes if I play for like 3 hours because how strained I am at the end. Or if I read a book, like the other day, I only read 180 pages within like 2 hours. I'm a slow reader, but yeah, no, both eyes were bloodshot in the morning. It was so bad. But like I'm dealing with that because I am still trying to read. Like I want to finish my series. But then I play games, so my eyes are just constantly fuckered. But I mean, could be worse. Ooh. That sucked. I don't think I gotta kill you. All in 3. But I mean, I'm dead tired right now. I am so tired. Like, what time did I start this video? This video is probably like a 3-hour video already, guys. I don't even know if it's still going. I've probably been talking to myself for the past like 2 hours. Oh. Oh. Oh wait, I got 2 kills there. Time is it anyways? God damn it. Oh, phone's gonna die too. 4%. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's like 6:30. It's been what? Oh, it's probably been, I don't know, 2. Oh, it's 2:30 when I went. So I've been online for about 4 hours, you guys. I think 3-4 hours, somewhere around there. That's a long time. Oh, my eyes. My eyes, my eyes, my eyes. Oh, there he is. Oh, look, the little bastard. Nah, that sucks. I don't like that map. That map sucks. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that map. Uh, yeah, I'm probably gonna head her to bed for about an hour. I don't even know I said that a few hours ago. Alright, I'm gonna peace out here. I don't know what I'm on. I think I'm on YouTube. I'm not, yeah, am I on YouTube? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I am on YouTube. I don't know. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Okay. I'm gonna peace out here. Y'all enjoy your Friday. If it's Friday where you're at. Probably catch you later on today. Probably hop on either YouTube or Twitch, one of the two. Find me under QueenCityGnome, of course. Under everything. Twitter. I don't think my Twitter is QueenCityGnome. That was my old Twitter account that I can't log into. Cause yeah, you know how that goes, eh? Forget passwords and all that fun stuff. In a second here, I'm gonna tell you what my Twitter is. Oh no, my Twitter is QueenCityGnome. At QueenCityGnome. Look at that. Everything's QueenCityGnome. I am the one, the only QueenCityGnome. So follow me on YouTube, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch. I'm not sure if my Gmail is QueenCityGnome. I can't remember if I did claim that one. I'll check that out if y'all want to send that too. I don't know what else I got. Pretty much look up QueenCityGnome and whatever you find is, if it's not me, it's a fraud. I am the one and the only QueenCityGnome. So with that, I bid you all a good day and enjoy. Peace out.